In this video, we're gonna let f of x be the tangent of x, and we want to find its derivative using the definition of the derivative. So in this case, we are interested in f prime is the limit as h goes to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So the limit as h goes to 0. Now we just substitute. So here we have tangent x plus h minus tangent of x over h. Okay, now we need to know the formula for the sum of the tangent. So we will prove it later. I think I have mentioned that. So the tangent in this case, it's going to be tangent x plus tangent h over 1 minus tangent x tangent h. This is just this one, tangent x plus h, okay, minus tangent x everything over h. Okay, we're gonna do our simplification. So we multiply here, cross multiply, we get tangent x plus tangent h, okay, minus tangent x plus tangent x times tangent x is tangent squared of x, tangent h over h times 1 minus tangent x tangent h. Okay, we will do some simplification here. So the first one is this one. Okay, that's what we need to note first, and we're gonna do some factoring. Okay, we see that tangent h is here and it's here as well, so we're gonna do the limit as h goes to 0 of, so we will take 1 plus tangent x tangent square times tangent h as vector over h times 1 minus tangent x tangent h. Okay, here this one 1 plus tangent squared of x doesn't depend on h because we are taking the limit of h. Okay, so we will take it out. So we will have 1 plus tangent squared of x times the limit as h goes to 0 of, so we're gonna just write it nicely here. So we are left with tangent h over this quantity here, so we're gonna do tangent h over h times 1 over 1 minus tangent x tangent h. Okay, so here I'm assuming that it's, now we need to know some limits. So what's this limit as h goes to 0? Okay, so to see that very quickly is to graph both tangent and h. Think of h as x. Okay, so the graph of x is this one, tangent x like this. Okay, but when we are very close to 0, tangent x and x are almost the same. So we say tangent x and x, they look the same. So it's like we divide in the two numbers that are the same. So what do we get? So in this case, we have the limit of tangent x over x as x goes to 0 as 1. Okay, another way of proving this limit, if you don't see it, is that we can use the definition of the tangent, but we need to know more limits. Okay, so the tangent is the sine over cosine, so the limit here, okay, let me write it here. So this limit, tangent x over x, is the limit sine x over cosine x, okay, times x as x goes to 0. So what's this limit? So this limit is the limit sine x over x times 1 over cosine x. So we know this one is 1. And 1 over cosine x. So the cosine, I'm gonna just graph this part here. So this is x. So this is 0. So this is the graph of the cosine. So when we are very close to 0, the cosine of 0 is always 1. And in fact, the cosine of 0 is 1. So we don't have a problem. So 1 over cosine of 0, it's 1 over 1. That's 1. So the limit here is 1. Okay? So this is 1. So we'll go back to here. So we said this limit is 1. Okay? What about here? Here, when we put h as 0 here, we have no problem. Because here we have 0. Okay? We have 0 times a constant here. And it's 1 over 1 minus 0. It's 1 over 1. So this is 1. This is 1. Okay? And by the end, what are we left with? We are left with 1 plus tangent squared of x. So that means is that the f prime of x is 1 plus tangent squared of x. So this is the derivative of the tangent. Okay? So it requires some formula from pre-calculus, some limits, okay, and some work. We don't want to do animation because we need to understand the algebra first. We can do animation. So to get to the animation, you need to understand this part. We will do that. It's coming soon. But first, we need to understand the algebra, everything. So like this formula here, which one? The sum of the tangent. So tangent of a plus b. What's this formula? Okay, and you need to apply it when a is x and b is h. So what's this sum? Okay, what are these limits? The famous one, like the sine of h over h, cosine of x over x, 1 minus cosine x over x, tangent x over x, and sometimes you're gonna see some switching, sine of 3x over x. So how can you deal with this? You just put 3 here and 3 and take off this one as h, and you get 3. So the key idea here is that you need to understand the algebra. We can do the animation, but we're gonna do it later. But for now, we just focus on this definition. And you need also to be able to graph this one very quickly and get your intuition to see where the limits are. So this is helpful. You don't want to do the definition and apply the definition every time, but your intuition can tell you what the definition of something is. Anyways, we just showed that the derivative of the tangent of x is 1 plus tangent squared of x. Thank you very much.